Pisces. So what I was getting right before I started your video was something about your dreams. Pay closer attention to your dreams. I feel like that's one of like your like very important gifts that you have, right? I feel like this has been like handed down to you from like ancestors, right? I feel like this is something that you've been working with maybe since you were like a kid or something. And I feel like you may not have put much like importance. I saw 4 of Wands. May not have put as much importance on your dreams, but like you're starting to like connect the dots between like your dreams and your reality, right? I feel like this is something that like a grandmother, like something with like your grandmother, I don't know. And pay attention to anybody like calling you at night, like when you're in that like subconscious realm, right? Like don't release too much information. I feel like at nighttime, like if you're like half asleep or like you've had a wine or you know like you've been smoking a little, like I feel like that's when like people are starting to like call you and contact you and connect with you. And I feel like you're in such like this deep like dream realm that like you're just like releasing way too much information. I feel like some people know that. Like I feel like that's how they know to like get what they need to know out of you, right? Or that's how they like give you messages, right? All right, let's get into your cards. And we do have the Sagittarius full moon coming up this weekend, Pisces. So I feel like you're gonna have like a very I feel like some gifts are coming in. Like I feel like some doors are unlocking for you that I don't think I feel like they were there, but I don't feel like they were like as apparent to you, right? First off, we have the Hermit. Yeah, see how he's like kind of in bed? He's kind of like, he kind of looks like he's like tucked in, you know? And I feel like that's like where you're finding your enlightenment, right? Sorry. All right. We have the 6 of Cups. You could be dealing with kids, but once again, I feel like this is strongly something you were dealing with like as a child. Like I feel like this is like, these are gifts that you've had since you were a child, right? And I feel like, yeah, that's coming in strong for you. 4 of Wands. There's a little tint in the background. I'm getting so heavy. This is something that you're doing like in your bedroom and your room, like in your bed. Like I feel like this is like dream work that you're dealing with here. King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're going into like the details. I feel like you have like a dream journal. I feel like you're actually like writing this stuff down, right? I feel like you're taking notes. I feel like you're analyzing all of like as much as you can remember from these dreams, right? I feel like whatever it is, like it's like little clues. I feel like you're giving like you've been given like little clues in your dreams as to what you're dealing with. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like if you're just like staying focused and grounded, I feel like you're needing to be like very grounded. You notice how these pentacles, it's like they're stuck in the ground, right? There's like grass growing right here. So some of these are just like falling away, right? But these are like planted in the ground. So I feel like you're doing a lot of root work. I feel like your dreams are pulling things from your root. You may have been doing like a lot more like root work for yourself. And so like a lot of these memories, a lot of this like ancestor work is coming to you at these times, right? It's helping you to remember like who you are, who you have been, and who you're going to be. Page of Cups. yeah, I feel like it's just your head is in the cloud. Like you're just like you're dreaming all of this. Like everything that you will need to know will be in your dreams. Okay, let's get into this Hermit card. We have the Devil. 8 of Pentacles. You could be working with a Capricorn, but I feel like you're actually, yeah, 4 of Swords. I feel like, there you are in bed again. I feel like you're putting in work on the deepest parts of yourself, like the most hidden that nobody can see. Like that, you're doing like actual, like, you're getting to like the deepness, to like the core of yourself. I feel like you're working on that part of yourself. Like parts of yourself that I guess you kind of think is like scary to other people. Some things that may have frightened you. Like I feel like you're working on that. Like I feel like you're pulling together like all the different, you see how his hair is like kind of like, phew. I feel like you're like pulling all of these like parts back to yourself, right? You could have like a lot of like tinglies going on in your scalp and your hair. What is the 6 of Cups? The Hermit again. So I don't feel like you're dealing with kids. 10 of Wands. I feel like this is stuff that, yeah, the Hermit and 10 of Wands. I feel like this is like all of your things, like all the things that you've brought with you since you were like a kid, right? And I feel like you're really going in depth to the core to like really work out like what it is you've been like carrying along with you. Like I feel like you've just been like picking up bag after bag and like bringing it with you instead of like letting all that shit go, right? And I feel like, yeah, I feel like you're working on a lot of like childhood issues. It could have been like things like with a paternal figure, like the father figure. I feel like you're going on this like spiritual journey to really go within, to really unpack all these bags, to really figure out like what is like stopping you, what's holding you back, what's burdening you, what is weighing too much on you, your spirit, your soul, like how you're viewing the world, right? Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're really working out some like childhood issues, childhood thoughts, childhood like patterns that you've created like since you were a kid, right? Okay, with the 4 of Wands here, I'm feeling like it's like I felt like a nervous feeling, like going up here, like my voice was quivering, like scared to talk. Yeah, I feel like that's something that you dealt with as a kid. Like maybe like scared to share your voice with others. We have the Lovers here with this 4 of Wands. 8 of Wands. You may not like, when you're in relationships, Pisces, I feel like you may not be like speaking your truth, right? I feel like you're, I feel like that's something that you probably carried with you from your childhood, like from your parents. Like I feel like you, it's almost like a submissive energy. It's like, I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to like kick any, you know, like you just, I want to keep the peace and I want to make everybody happy. Like, I feel like that's what you did as a child. And I feel like that's kind of what you do in like your relationships, Pisces. The Moon. I feel like a lot of this work that you're doing, like the healing work that you're doing, this is stuff that happened when you were a child, right? And as you're learning to like forgive yourself and your parents and your family and things like that, like it's healing yourself to where like you can go on and be in like these relationships and it be healthy, right? Like the childhood issues that you went through could have been like blocking you from having like that happy, healthy relationship. And I feel like that's why you're like going inside and like really unpacking like all of this like baggage, all of the things that you've been carrying around with you. And as you're doing that, like you're healing like core wound, like family wounds. Like I had a lot of these issues, I feel like weren't even yours. Like it could have been something that like, I scratch my nose, something that like your parent went through, right? And like, as you're like experiencing life and you're seeing your parents and how they're moving, like you kind of like copycat it, right? And that's not like the correct way for you any longer. You know, it got you to where you needed to be, but in the process, like I feel like it caused a little bit more pain than necessary. And you're really going inward and you're really working with that. You're working through that. You're working like a lot of childhood issues out right now, Pisces. And that's amazing. And it's happened suddenly. And it's deep. See how deep she is? Like this is coming out of nowhere. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that was my problem. You didn't even realize like these are issues that you've been dealing with that you were not aware of. I feel like Pisces, you're very spiritual, right? Like when things come into your awareness, you know, you're deep. Like you want to deal with it. You want to work it out. You want to get it over. You know. And so these are things that I don't even think you were aware of. You may have had like an inkling, but I don't think it was anything that was like right in your forefront and the answer of how to fix it and how to go about it and all of these things. I don't think that was there until like now, right? With this King of Swords, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an air masculine, and you could be the earth feminine. And then we have Temperance and the King of Pentacles. Your balance. Okay, Queen of Pentacles sandwiched the Temperance card. See how it has the sun in this hand, the moon in this hand, and this is exactly how they fell. You're balancing out the masculine and the feminine aspects of yourself. Yeah. But you're going, like, as you're doing it like with your actual truth. We have that with this King of Swords here. Like you're doing it with, it's just straight to the point. You're analyzing like the deepest parts of yourself. You're going inward and balancing out you. Okay, what is this Knight of Pentacles? Ten of Swords. I feel like where you were stuck, Knight of Cups. I feel like where you were stuck, that's no longer, like, they say like once you go through like the worst of things, like that can't touch you anymore, right? And so you've gone through all of these scenarios, all of these heartbreaks, all of these issues, all of this, and it's like created like this, like a trail of tears behind you. And these were like such big boulders for you. Like these were like huge rocks, like you had to move, right? That you've built up so much strength to where when these issues come back to you, you've already dealt with them. There's nothing left to do. Like there's nowhere left to go, like but up, right? There's nowhere left to go but up. Like you've had the truths, you've worked through your issues, and now you're like being set free. Does that make sense? I feel like you're being like set free. I feel like a lot of this had to do with like romantic relationships. I feel like this is my Knight of Cups card, and it is so water damaged, and it's the only card in my deck that has like water damage, and it's the Knight of Cups, right? I feel like that's what's coming through here is like, I feel like a lot of this hurt, a lot of these issues were in relationships, right? Was with this like Knight of Cups figure, like this, it was like water damage, too much emotional hurt, too much emotional upset, like, and what bothered you in the past cannot touch you anymore. Like, I feel like you've worked it all out, you've worked through it, like you've gone through it, like, yeah, your card's a little damaged here, but like, it can't come and touch you again. Like the water's dried out. Like you might bend a little bit here and there, but like it can't touch you anymore. It doesn't affect you in the same way. Once you work out those issues, they don't come back to you in the same way, right? Like it from my experience, like when I work out issues, like everything comes back to you. It's an energy that you've dealt with, so it's going to come back to you. But once you've worked that out, like, and you've healed that, it doesn't affect you in the same way. Like you've healed it, you've grown from it. It's a part of you now. And so like as you're dealing with it, it's almost like laughing in the face of danger. I don't know, like it doesn't touch you. It doesn't break you like it did once. And then we have the Lovers again. Yeah. I don't think you realize like how much water damage was there. Yeah, I don't think you realize how much damaging it's been. What is this Page of Cups? We have the Hanged Man and the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're coming up with new ideas on how to like build these like new relations. Like I feel like you're like wanting to get back out there and like start dating again, or start connecting back with these families that you have like estranged relationships with, or like these friendships that kind of like fell off. Like I feel like you're ready to like put yourself back out there, and like I feel like it's situations and with people that like you're like, oh, when pigs fly, like yeah, that'll happen, whatever. Like I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like pigs are actually flying. I feel like you're finding different ways to be vulnerable with people that you never thought it would be like good again, right? I feel like you're ready to be vulnerable. I feel like you've healed so much of yourself, and I feel like that healing work that you've done is going to help others, right? It's going to help others deal with what it is they've been dealing with. And I don't think you're like going around like saying, oh, you should do this and you should do. No, it's that people are coming to you with like these conversations of like, oh, you know, like this person did this to me and this person did this to me and this person did this to me. And I feel like you're just lending a listening ear, and you're like, yeah, I've been through similar situations, and like this is kind of what I learned, you know. And not even that, like I feel like maybe you're just sharing your truth with others and it's affecting them and touching them. I feel like you're just going around like being yourself and dealing with like you, and that's like inspiring other people. Like I feel like you're starting balls to roll that I don't even think you're aware of. I feel like you're just like going around like to all these people and all these places, and it's like you're just planting seeds, right? And I feel like when these situations come back around to you, it's like, oh my gosh, you helped me do this, you helped me do that. And it's like you're gonna find like so much peace in that, because it's you didn't go out and set out to heal others as you were doing this. You were healing yourself. And because you took that effort, because you had that awareness, it like went out to others, right? It touched so many more lives than just yours, right? Let's get one more. 8 of Cups, yeah. I feel like you're just walking away from pretty much anything that doesn't serve you anymore, right? Like anything that's not like falling in line with you. Like I feel like you're like going down this road and like, okay. I feel like you're like going down this road and whoever's like, I feel like it's okay. You know the part in Forrest Gump when he's like doing all that running across country and he has like all these people that are like he's just doing it for him, right? He just wanted to run. And like all these people are like seeing this guy and they're like, oh man, that's awesome. You know, and they like join in along with them. And it's like he has all this support and all this stuff. And it had nothing to do with all those other people, but he inspired so many. I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you're like going on a run and it's like for you and like so you can heal like what it is you're going through. And it's going to be so much bigger than what I think you originally thought this to be, right? Thank you, God. Oh, hey, I have one more. I'm going to do one more card. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. Okay, I see connect with your womb. There could have been like, maybe you had like issues like with your femininity or like, maybe there were like sexual issues or like hurts there, you know, like hurts where you find your most like feminine part of yourself, right? And I feel like that's something that you're like real. I feel like you're doing like a lot of work in like your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. I feel like you're having a lot of work done there. Yeah. And as I said, that solar plexus, I saw this card. I scratched my nose too. I feel like you're having that's, as you're healing those parts of yourself, like the higher chakras, those are healing. Like everything's like literally like lining up for you. Yeah. Okay, let's get one more card. How can Pisces heal? How can Pisces heal these energies that they've been dealing with and working through? Plan a vacation. Get away, Pisces. Go have fun with your friend. Go plan a vacation. Like go have fun with your friends. Like get out of town. Go do something. Go to the lake. Go to the movies. Like play. It doesn't even have to be out of town. Like you could just have like a weekend at home, right? Like a little staycation. Like plan time for you to like get out and explore and find like a new places to go. Like get out of like your comfort zone. Like you want to invite like new beautiful energies in, right? You want to invite newness. You want new. Get rid of the old. It's all gone. It's crumbling anyway. Time to let it go. All right, Pisces 23. I'll see you guys later. Bye.